By sa alas 9, it's time for the top of the morning news bites wherein we give you a bit of a summary of the news headlines ato ang mga local and national news outfits. Karong adlaw, March 19, 2025. Today is a Wednesday. So let's go to the top of the morning news bites as compiled by our friends from Revo. Mukha na ito mga headlines sa GMA News. Domestic and foreign groups behind disinformation efforts after Duterte arrest, according to the AFP. Okay, and the Supreme Court directs Duterte siblings respond to government comment on habeas corpus plea. And amid decision to be recused, De Lima urges Guevara, I should say, to resign. And mother of EGK victims unbowed amid threats and harassment. Palace tells Guevara to assess if he is fit to be the Solicitor General. And Hontiveros, Chinese na si Lin Dua Wang na bibigyan ng Filipino citizenship swak sa Pogo service provider. And the remains of pilots in the FA-50 crash in Bukidnon laid to rest. And various job opportunities, let me just scroll down, await more than 3,000 Filipinos in Croatia's hotel industry. Wow! Manabaho na tas Croatia ni mga Filipino. Okay, let's go to ABS-CBN News. Ato ang mga headlines sa ABS-CBN News. Philippines to emerge as a top global trader, according to DHL. And a Primex unit signs deal with Dusit International to operate new Green Hills Hotel. And calls for riot acts of sedition won't be ignored, according to Malacanang. And House Secretary General inspects Senate ahead of Sara Duterte impeachment trial. And Supreme Court orders Duterte siblings to comment on government response to bid for Dad Rodrigo's return. And Harry Roque likely escaped through Tawi-Tawi backdoor that Alice Go used, according to the Bureau of Immigration. An onion importer faces complaint over lack of permit, and he gets 50 million pesos umano'y smuggled na vape products na sabit sa Maynila. And Malacanang backs probe into 6.4 billion fund misuse in the BARMM. Now let's go to Inquirer.net. PhilHealth, beware of rabies, avail of animal animal bite treatment package. And Dagupan seen to have 42 degrees centigrade danger heat index yesterday. And rising heat index benefits Talaba industry in Alaminos City. Ano ka? Kasi budaghan ang Talaba dito. BSP less optimistic on this year's growth and also next year's growth. And according to NIA, 60% of irrigation structures damaged by Christine in Bicol has been restored. And over 54,000 SHS TVL learners get free skills, and Dizon sacks MRT3 general managers. We need people who act really fast. Transport stakeholders, motorcycle riders need training to avoid mishaps, and local rice floods Cotabato City Market brings prices down. So mo kani nga mga headlines sa ato ang mga news outlets, news dailies, galain ng mga newspapers and news outfits. Let's go to Philippine Star. 45 peso rice max SRP may start the end of March, according to the Department of Agriculture. And fact-checked, Supreme Court did not receive 16 million signatures calling for Marcos' resignation. An interim release of Duterte less likely due to supporters bullying of the victims' judges, according to lawyer. Bring former President Rodrigo Duterte home? It's a question mark. Remulla says Duterte's transfer to ICC a done deal. And DOJ asks Supreme Court deny Duterte kids a petition. And full circle journey for NBI Chief Santiago. 136,000 pesos worth of crystal meth seized in Pangasinan sting. And female lawyer killed, boyfriend injured in Maguindanao del Norte ambush. And 2 illegal gun dealers killed in Maguindanao del Sur shootout. Dangerous times in Maguindanao. And Philippine News Agency, these are the headlines. DICT pushes for digital reform, simplification of government processes, and hybrid data center opens in National Capital Region. And the passage of birth registration internal displacement bills urged. And number of ASF affected barangays in the Philippines has now dropped. Ilocos Norte town farmers get 33.7 million pesos aid from the tobacco excise tax, and De Lima ready to assist ICC trial on Duterte drug war. Medial Dea fell ill, taken to hospital, according to the Philippine Embassy. And the Philippines is keen to start actual talks for preferential trade deals with India. And the DFA assures repatriation of Filipino trafficking victims in Myanmar. These are the latest news bites. So you don't have to read everything. We're just going to give you the headlines of all of the newspapers and news outlets all over the country. Let's go to Manila Bulletin. San Juan LGU breaks ground for 30-story Philippine housing project. And Fishers Group rejoining ICC key to holding abusive leaders accountable. And make sure Bato gets arrested if warrant is out, Zamora tells the PNP. And SPD records lowest index crime rate in NCRPO. And according to the AFP, the soldiers cannot resign via social media. Pwede din na resign sa social media day. And anti-Duterte rally held in The Hague. A pro-Duterte gathering set on March 23. Low palay prices in Cagayan not due to importation, according to the palace. And Sultan Kudarat governor disagrees with Duterte hand over to ICC. And Trump calls for impeaching the federal judge who ruled against his deportations. These are the latest headlines at ang mga news outfits all over the country. Let's go to the Manila Times. Low palay prices drive farmers to death. And AMLC to handle any asset freeze request. And DICT urged to review the SIM rules. And according to court, no petition calling for Marcos' resignation. And Go tops several pre-election surveys. I think they're referring to Bongo. He tops several pre-election surveys. And Comlex exempts 17 cash aid programs. And IME to grill top officials in ICC arrest. Balikbayan 2025 unfolds, or Balikatan I should say, 2025 unfolds this April, and communist recruitment has gone down. Those are the latest headlines sa ato ang mga national and local news outfits. Let's go to the local news outfits. The Super Balita. Okay, let's go to Super Balita. Okay, first, let's go to Sunstar Cebu, okay? Today, March 19, 2025. Ang headlines sa ito ang Sunstar Cebu. Buhisan school under state of emergency. The office of the Cebu City Mayor has identified a potential relocation site for the school. However, the lot located behind Buhisan Barangay Hall is privately owned. The Buhisan Elementary and Night High School in the southern part of Cebu City has been placed under a state of emergency following the discovery of cracks in the school buildings. And Mayor Raymond Alvin Garcia said they are eyeing the purchase of a lot behind the Buhisan Barangay Hall as a possible relocation site for the school. But the construction of new buildings would take time. Thus, he said, the immediate intervention the city government can do is retrofit the current buildings. As for ensuring student safety, the school principal has been granted discretion to suspend face-to-face classes and shift to modular and blended learning whenever the State Weather Bureau forecasts heavy rainfall. Ramil Ayuman, the chairman of the Cebu City Disaster Risk Reduction and Management, told Sunstar Cebu that the face-to-face classes at Buhisan still continued until yesterday, March 18. However, he said the school principal might suspend in-person classes starting Wednesday, March 19, due to the bad weather forecast. That means today. The state of emergency declaration issued by the CCDRRMC on Tuesday will allow the city government to expedite interventions in response to the imminent risk of landslide and structural collapse of the school buildings. This decision followed an emergency meeting convened on Tuesday morning in response to the mayor's directive to address the problem and implement immediate safety measures. Councilor Joel Garganera, chairman of the Committee on Disaster Response, is expected to endorse a resolution of the state of emergency to the council for approval, according to Ayuman. So those are the latest headlines sa ato ang mga local and national news outfits, news papers. Ang karong adlaw, March 19, 2025. Okay, stay tuned for the next batch of News Bites tomorrow every 9:30 in the morning as we try to summarize and encapsulate all of the latest news headlines ato mga local and national news outfits and news dailies. We have a show that I'm so proud of happening tonight. In fact, kada Wednesday night and Saturday night 7 to 10 p.m. featuring no less than the Chancellor of the University of the Philippines, Attorney Leo Malagar. Ang atong programa gitawag nato og Tambag ni Chansey. Paminaw gud ni.
Walay lingaw? Wala kay baw asa mukhaon ug mula